All right, welcome back to the Panther Paint series. So this one I've been kind of delaying because it's been a pain, and the first time I've ever had to do stripes at an angle on a contour or a cylindrical shape. And let me tell you, it wasn't an easy task. I did have to do some research and figure out the best way to do it. And here's how you do it. So basically you measure these out to whatever width you want. In my case, I had to put two pieces of tape together. I'll have to adjust this again because I'm not coming out to where I really want to be close, but not quite. And so you get those measurements. So these are all 30 millimeters, these strips of paint, or sorry, tape. And then you just put those on, and then you just simply peel back the other one. And you have this perfect alignment all the way back, even with the contours. So I may switch up the paint to a 3M fine line paint. I don't know if they make one thicker or at this thickness, but I may have to do the same thing. But this is a lot more stretchy of a tape, so it should go around these curves a little bit better and not crease. So I do get some creasing, especially in the back here. I may still have to just mark the back here and then use the fine line. So we'll see how that shapes out, but at least this will get me the general feel and line for where that edge is going to be. And so that's how you do these parallel lines that are all at angles on a contour. So pretty challenging there. I've been dreading and kind of holding off. So, but this is the last portion of red that I need to do on the airplane. So I did get this done. This is the front. This turned out really nice using the fine line tape, the thinnest tape that I have. I think it's 1/8 of an inch, so really thin stuff. But again, this is really nice. It moves around, does really well. I think all the automotive guys are using something very similar to this. So that worked out really well. All the other red, including the bottom, got that there. The bottom is all painted, so all the way across. And so now just a couple little touch-ups. I'll do the stripes on this wingtip tank, and then from there we'll do the masking for the insignia and then all of the black markings. So I got all the paint masks ready to go, so I'll be putting that on tonight, and we can continue to proceed. Again, get the red down, and then we'll start doing the black masking. That should go pretty quick, actually, once we get all that down, just locating everything. And then from there, get the insignia. Then we'll probably do another coat of clear, or a coat of clear, rather. Get that going. And then we'll be able to do the wet transfer decals and start putting that on, and then into weathering. So I might do some of the weathering before the final clear, so just kind of depends. But either way, it's all coming along here, and just wanted to show you this little trick. Because man, this stumped me for a while. I did measure out and try to do it by freehand and measure it out, and man, that was tough. I was getting these squiggly lines. So this certainly makes it foolproof, and you know exactly where everything needs to go. Obviously, some wrinkles in the back there, but we'll work through that. Anyways, signing off. Take care. All right, quick update. We got all the masks down. Wingtip tanks. We got those finished off. A couple little details and some touch-ups still that I need to go through. But got the masking on all the black on the upper surfaces. I'll have to flip this around and get the lower 53 in the back. So 53 there. So I'm doing a little different technique on some of the panel lines. I didn't inset them with the primer, so we're just going to use a light pencil. I think this works well. We'll seal it so that it doesn't come off. So just using a mechanical pencil, hash out the panel lines. Anyways, this side, again, worked really well. Some more details on that, but the paint mask worked really well. So no real issues. Certainly challenging back here with the navy. It probably would have been nice to go a little bit higher. A lot of the scale, full scale, was about that position. I think these decals were a little oversized from the back, so which made it a little bit tough with these curves, you know, going this way and this way. So, visually it looks a little, feels like it looks crooked, but it's about where it's supposed to be in terms of the full scale. So outside of that, that's the updates. All the red's done. Let's see if I can see below. Got the red stripe. So we'll have to flip this bad boy over and then start working on the bottom side. Next up is the insignia. We got the blue in. So the insignia, we'll get those. There's one here on the top, two on each side, one on the bottom. So outside of that, a couple more black, navy, and numbers on the bottom. And then from there, we get into just a little bit of touch-ups and then weathering. So coming along. Got another about a week or so before I need to deliver it. Anyways, over and out. Take care. U.S. insignia marking, stars and bars. This is again tailor-made decals. Really cool, really nice masks here. So we're now going on the second. We have the blue base coat or the bottom. Then we're gonna have the white here with the star and the sides, and then the last would be the red. So really like it. I am covering up the edges just to make sure that there's no white bleed through on the outside edge, but it did line up pretty good. So I wanted to show you this here. This is the film. So we've placed it directly over top of the other one, and then I'll be removing the backing film or the applicator film, whatever you want to call it. So gently peel back the corner. Don't freak out, that's just the paint coming off of the other masks. So I like to try to apply as tightly as possible and pull back. Just slow. So it will come up, you press it back down as we go here. Contours around, it comes up on the outside. We've got a pretty good alignment here, so first time I did this, the paint lifting off freaked me out, so that's just coming off the other mask. So now I'll go back. What's nice about this material is that once it's pressed down, it actually darkens. So very similar. You may not be able to see that. Let me see. You guys can see that up close. But as you press on it, it'll get dark. And once it's dark, you know that it is fully adhered. So I'll work these out, get these bubbles out. And again, I mean, we're pretty good alignment, but there might be a little trace of an edge there on these sides. And so I'll tape those all off. That way we're confident that just this middle part is getting white on the edge. All right, back to the Panther. Yeah, finally got the insignia on. Quite the process, but man, it turned out good. So that is all painted on. The masks came off. No major issues. So I did have to do some cleanup with a razor blade on some of the edges. I went heavy on the white just because it needed a lot to get completely bright. But man, really happy with how it turned out. So kudos to TaylorMade. Thanks Roy for sticking with it and going on the high end side. But man, they look good. So super excited. Had a couple little touch-ups I had to do, but can't even tell. So I'll come in and do a little bit more on some of the details. I think I got one there underneath the wing too. So I still have a little bit of black left to spray, and that's the last of the paint before we go clear. And then, well, I'll put the decals on, then go clear. So anyways, super happy about how it's coming out. And yeah, then getting to all of the fun stuff for me, at least. That's all the weathering. So I'll come back and do some of these panel lines. These are just pencil lines, and that'll help me out with some of the panel lines. Really maybe highlight and accentuate some of these that are lost with some filler, etc. So we'll go in and do some of that, and then get out the airbrush and start doing the weathering. Anyways, super excited. Got the rest of the Christmas week off, so looking to finish this up. We have Minnesota Scale Flyers meeting this Friday, so plan on delivering this to Mike and getting it done. So anyways, super excited. This was the biggest, probably one of the, besides the wing-tipped tanks, this is the next biggest challenge of this paint job. So everything else pretty straightforward. So anyways, just want to give you a quick update on where things are. Thanks guys, see you later.